Hello there, World of Tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, World Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the Skoda T27. This is an autoloader, an incredibly fun autoloader at that. Why? Well, it's basically the old TVP. It features a 1.5 second intro clip, 3 shells, and 660 damage in a total of 3 seconds, which is kind of insane. It's accurate, it's got solid DPM, and it's got really good penetration, 210 on the standard and 250 on the premium. Overall, there's really no complaints I have about the Skoda T27. It's fairly flexible with gun depression, and it's also pretty mobile. The only thing that I guess is rather mediocre about the tank is the armor profile. Its turret is pretty bleh, its hull is pretty bad, side is awful, but you have to win and lose some of the battles. And with this tank, the only real downside is the fact that it doesn't have much armor. The gun is ridiculous, and in my opinion, the gun more than enough makes up for every other downside the vehicle has. I would highly recommend that anybody who doesn't have this tank definitely thinks about picking one of these style vehicles up. Another really good one is the Progetto 46, but the Prog does take almost double the time to actually get out the shells. But this is still a really, really good shout. I would say the closest thing you'll get to the Skoda T27 in terms of dumping time is the Balchation Barask, as that tank has a 2-second intro clip and 2 shells, which deal 320 damage per shot. So very close in terms of the damage output, and it actually gets out more damage faster. But this tank feels more fun just because you get an additional shell to press the fire button with. So here we are, game number 1. We have a lot of tier 9s up against us. We have an AMX 30 prototype and a 54E1. 54E1 really isn't that scary of a tank. The AMX 30 could be. It's got really good mobility and solid armor, so definitely something to keep in mind. Yo guys, do you think our T32 wants to attack? There's 1, 2, and 3. There you go. And that is a pretty juicer clip, 700 damage. Unfortunately, the 54E1 put on frickin' shell reload boost, so he was still able to get 600 health off of us, which is really annoying, actually. I was hoping he wasn't going to shoot me, but he did. Alright, well, we're going to drive back up here, and we're going to get 1 and 2, and then we're going to back up and start reloading. You can see that this tank is also very accurate, like, really accurate for the clip and everything it features, which is super nice. It's very rare to find tanks that feature an accurate gun, paired with all the other advantages that this vehicle has. We are spotted, which is something that I will have to keep in mind, but not that big of a deal. We are going to chill right here. We have the IS-6 crossing. There you go. 1 shell into the IS-6. Not able to get any more yet, but if we back up a teeny bit, there is 2, and there is 3. That's another 660 whatever damage taken off of his vehicle, and we reload again. We have the Chimera over here. I don't know how we got spotted, actually. It's a little weird, but our 54 is holding that flank as much as he can. We are going to push up on the Borsig, and we're going to get a clear into him, and we're going to get 1 and 2. There you go. Pretty good stuff. That's 460 off the AMX 30. Chimera lowered him down to a one-shot, so he's obviously a goner. I'm just going to wait and reload, and honestly, there's nobody left. I mean, they have an IS-3 Defender, a 54E1. That's it. Where is the TNH? Because that's the only tank I haven't seen all game. Maybe he's AFK? That would be my prediction. Let's see. Yes, sirree, Bob. He is AFK. Alright, let's aim it on his side. There's 1, 2, and 3. 660 damage stripped from his vehicle. And just like that, we did 2,800 damage this game. So, this is why I personally really like the Skoda. I mean, the gun is just so fun to mess around with. The mobility's great. And as I said, while the armor isn't that impressive, it doesn't really matter, because you shouldn't be driving this tank in a position where the armor really hurt you. You saw in this game, I did bleed a little bit of health early game, but it was worth it. I still did more damage than I received, and it helped clear a very important tank that would have slowed down our team. So we did second on the game, only slightly beaten out by our T54, and pretty good game overall. Let's do one more battle in the Skoda T27 and see if it can do just as well. But you can see everything that's enjoyable about the tank. The gun is really accurate, and it doesn't really miss. I mean, for an autoloader, this thing is dead-eye accurate. And not only is it accurate, but with the good penetration it has on the standard, and the solid mobility and gun depression, everything is just such a nice combination on this vehicle. Wargaming actually did a surprisingly good job balancing it. I don't think the Skoda T27 is completely overpowered because it doesn't have ridiculous terms of DPM. You know, the Indian Panzer, for example, and the Pershing are sitting upwards of 2,700, 800 DPM. So this literally has 800 less DPM than some of the higher DPM mediums. And armor-wise, it's not the best. Mobility-wise, it's not even the best. But it's just this gun. It's so dangerous to use. So we have the same T-5041 that was on the enemy team from the last battle, and we have the T-54 that was on our team last game. So we'll see how this works out. I'm not going to complain. I am going to start by moving up. We are not detected, and I'm not exactly sure what this proto is doing, but there's 1, 2... Not able to get the third out, but that's still 440-ish hit points we just took off of his tank. That's crazy when you think about it. I mean, that's absolutely insane. So we are going to maneuver our way around the ridgeline like this and try to catch the WZ-120 off guard. We have the Boss Chatillon, we have the standard B, and we're going to aim in on the standard. There you go, one shell into his tank. Oh, we hit him, and... Nah, I didn't hit him with the final one. I'm going to lose 400 health, which is a little annoying. You'd rather shoot me than, like, the 3 tanks chasing him. I'm not really going to worry about that, though. We are going to... we're going to get shot by the T-77 as well. Can I get a break, please? I don't want to be the one getting shot by everybody on the enemy team only. Alright, we are alive, though. We're doing fine, but we have bled a lot of health. This T-54 really needs to take shots for the team. You shouldn't be driving a full health medium and not doing that. Alright, well, let's climb up this hill, and we got the WZ. We bounce him with the first shot, and we get hit by the standard, and he rolls 390. Oh boy. Huh, I don't like this at all. This is actually awful. I bled more health than I should have, and I don't know. I didn't think that the WZ was going to run towards us, so I just didn't really think about that, but I definitely bled more health than I should have. Oh well, we're going to move over here. We have the enemy T-77 sitting in the distance. Can't shoot him yet. We're just going to flex right down into this little dip area. We have the enemy K91, who I physically can't, like, do anything to, so that kind of sucks. Yeah, the K91 has a really strong armor profile, as you can see, and this tank just really can't do anything to that. But we do get 1, 2, and 3 shells into the IS-3 Defender. And now we leave. So let's head over here. I know for a fact the IS-3D does not reload faster on his intraclip than we do. So we got some pretty good damage into him there. And then we just reload and do it all again. Let's see, we got the K91 on the side. IS-3 Defender is flexing through. The standard B is dead. Okay, well that's good. That's really good for me. Okay, let's push to the side of the IS-3. Let's load in a gold shell. Get a clearing shot. And that leaves only 2 tanks left on the enemy team. We have the T-77 over by me, who we're going to push up on. And we also have the 5041 pushing him, which is pretty good. Oh, we bounced that, but that's all good, because we still get the final shell out. And all that leaves is a K91. So, pretty good stuff. I mean, definitely not as good as the first game we played. But, as I mentioned, I also needed to play this game a lot more passive, just because of the way it was... all laid out in front of us. So, the K91 is not even going to get the clearing shell. Unfortunate. Well, we didn't really do much this game. We did 1,800. But I think for the game we had played in front of us and everything that happened, that's more than a fine result. And even then, with low health, we were still able to put out quite a beating. We took 600 health off that IS-3 Defender. We absolutely nuked. We could have done a lot more. We just really didn't have the opportunity to. I bled too much early game. As I said, I kind of wish the T-54 took shots for the team. It's a heavily armored medium. It's got good protection. I shouldn't be the one taking shots for the team. especially when I'm behind everybody. I just don't even get that. Like, just, okay. But the Skoda T27 is a very fun tank, and I really like it. I have no complaints about the vehicle. Yes, I think the Progetto 46 in most situations can be a better tank, but that doesn't take away fun, and fun is the most important factor of a game. So for me, the Skoda T27 is an absolute blast. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.